I think I'm getting better at this. Welcome to the Tushar Show. This is your host Tushar, and this episode is sponsored by your Instagram newspaper. Your favorite Instagram newspaper. The only Instagram newspaper and the most popular Instagram newspaper. The Tushar Times. You'll find it at the Tushar Times. Tushar is spelt with two A's, which makes it Tushaar. And the episode is co-sponsored by or brought you by the Tushar Broadcasting Company, which can be found on Instagram at @Tushar_Broadcasting_CO. The website for this podcast is www.thetusharshow.com. The last I left you was how my parents helped and developed me. So I told you about how they were very cultured and how my mother also read a lot of self-development books. I told you about how they brought me up well. I told you about how they put in the best qualities within me. I told you that my father likes to sing and everything, so I have those creativity genes from that side of the family. And my mother likes to read, so probably I'm intelligent because of her. I'm just making things up, but yeah, that's how much I've told you till now. And moving on, taking the next leap, I told you about my sister, who I had into the family when I was 3 years old. 3. And she was adopted. And I think she is the biggest miracle of my life. Her name is Shuchita. She's in 12th grade right now, in doing open schooling from India. And I'm very proud to have her as my sister. And there are some times and some days where I don't feel like saying this, but the reality is that she was the greatest gift that I ever got. And without her, I couldn't have grown. I couldn't have become a mature person. There are so many things that she's taught me. There are so many things that one can only learn by being with her. And why she is such a crucial part to podcasting is because when she was young and once she was welcomed into our house, I didn't know how to deal with a second person in the house, a second person of my age group in the house. And I was always looked at as the elder brother, and I felt that my love was being stolen. She was a beautiful and really energetic child, and that would get her into a lot of scoldings by my mother and my father. And she was actually hyperactive when she was young, and she had so much energy. She would be jumping around. She was the jolliest kid in the whole playground, and she would always be there to protect me if any bullies or anybody came to maybe tease me or something. She would shoo them away, being 3 years younger to me. And I always admired her for that. But I was jealous of the kind of attention that she got for being the younger child, and the attention that she drew, because she knew how to do that very well. And uh, that kind of became a competition for me. So there were two young kids in the house. She was maybe 3 and I was 6. Now we have grown up a little, and at this time we may be in Devlali, which is where she's getting all the attention. And I think I didn't mind the attention of other aunties and uncles, which I used to get before. But she started getting attention of my father, which was very valid because she was a young girl. She was a 3-year-old girl and she needed to be fed and she needed to eat food. And that's when I didn't like the idea of it. So I would be bad to her. I would pinch her. I would be mean to her. And there was this sibling rivalry, which is natural, but there was a lot of grudge and jealousy within me, which took over 10 to 12 years to let go of. And now I'm at a better place. So here's where she was such a critical part of the journey. She put me on the path to find an abundance of love within myself. She put me on a path to make me realize that I am enough and that there is more than enough love in this world. She put me on a path to realize that my father will love me incredibly, and it's only me who can stop that flow of love. My father will always be there, and everyone who cares for me will always be there. The only person who can stop that flow is me. She put me on the path to realize that. She is a constant reminder of how patient and calm I can be. She reminds me about being patient when I feel like snapping. And she's made me a mature person. She's made some I made some very bad mistakes around her and learned from them. So when you learn from those mistakes, you become a much bigger person. When you learn to be good to your sister, you learn to become good to yourself. You learn to become good to everyone around you. So her role in the whole the whole game was, if I could just be good to my sister, if I can just be good to my sister, I can be good to anyone. That's the end of the story. Because she was someone who I found it the most difficult. I found it very difficult to be good to her. And it was a constant test. Imagine you take a maths test every day, but now you're taking the maths test of an increasing difficulty level every single day, because you never learned your basics about how to be good to yourself and how to love yourself. So I realized that there was a lot of self-love which needed to regenerate within myself, and with that self-love that I had, I could give it to my sister, I could give it to my family, and I could bind the family again. Of course, with my dog is there too. She's also a very lovely dog. Her name is Spiky. So yeah, that was me and my sister, and we would fight about all sorts of things, about pressing the lift button first, about taking the dog down for a walk, about getting more or less Maggie. I would finish my instant noodles before hers, and I would want from her. I would finish my chips packet before hers, and I would want from her. So there were a lot of things we fought for. Left, right, and center. We gave our parents a nice return on investment, because that's why they wanted to be parents, right? To look after children. So we gave them a glimpse of every possible situation, and we are still there, giving them. Yesterday we went for a movie. We spent 1,300 rupees between the both of us for a movie. And I guess, that is a lot of money, considering the fact that we don't earn anything. So, yesterday was a nice, good brother-sister outing. Only both of us went. And we went for a movie that she liked to see. And I don't want to promote this movie, so I won't take its name. But it was Student of the Year too. Yes, I'm very hypocritical over here. And that was one of the things I used to be. I was a very hypocritical person. I had double standards. But yeah, man, I had a tough time being good to her. And it changed at a meditation camp, which will be chapter number 5. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. This was about my sister and how she helped me and how she put me on this path to realizing that I have more than enough love for myself, for my immediate family, and to give to the rest of the world. And that's why this mission can happen. This mission is happening because of the love that I have within me. And I'm really happy about the fact that I'm feeling very comfortable speaking, and I'm feeling very comfortable speaking whatever I'm speaking. I'm just in the flow. So I'm going to record chapter number 5 very soon. The recording date and time is 11th of May 2019, 12:38 p.m. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Tushar Anand Madhu. Tushar has 2 A's. It's Tushar Anand Madhu. You can find me on Instagram and Patreon. So on Instagram I am _Tushar_times and Tushar_broadcasting_co. And on Patreon I am patreon.com/your_local_podcaster. I'm also on Instagram as your_local_podcaster. I hope to meet you there soon. I hope to meet you on the next podcast. Have a lovely day, and we'll meet again.